I heard the 21 joint.
Yeah, what do you guys
Heard the 21 joint.
what do you guys think about the if you listen to it, what do you guys think about the 21 album?
Well, first of all, before
I
I get
thought-
into the album, I'm sorry, but
No, you
I was
good.
just gonna say I love the rollout. You feel me? Like in the age where like music is digital and you don't really, people just drop the music and don't really care, whatever. I love the rollout where he's like got the baby pictures about like all the collabs.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
That's what's
rollout
hard.
of like the trailer he put out with Donald Glover
Yeah.
and bruh from Stranger Things and how he got like a little movie going into it.
Yeah,
Like
I
how he
just-
got his
man,
mom
bro.
sort of narrating some of like his story and stuff like that. Then you get to the album, and the album hard, bro. It's
Yeah,
hard.
it's
The
good.
Yeah,
album
that
is
shit
hard,
fool.
bro.
Man.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
listened
lie.
to it. It was pretty good. And you know who didn't fuck with any rollout of that? You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess he fucked with the rollout, but a part of it, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you
That
say
beef
that?
we
Drake-
talked well, because what we talked about last week, where like him and Metro don't really got a. It's not like a beef, but there's a little, I guess, feud. You want to say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little
something.
disagreement.
But that I mean
There's something
Straight
there.
need to happen.
that whole thing makes me think that like the fact that Metro is like it's not even that big, but it's like I don't think it's huge, but like Drake even he reposted the album like supporting it on his story, but like he covered up Metro's name in the credits of the shit,
With
like
emojis and
with the
shit.
little shout emoji. Like so Drake is like the king and just doing little petty shit.
Petty stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you
green,
what,
bro.
Drake is another nigga that's like capitalized off of like that trolling. Drake is also
Oh, yeah.
Drake is a
Drake
tasteful
know how to-
troller. Drake's a
you know,
tasteful
like,
troller.
Drake know how to
Drake
troll.
is a troller for sure.
Oh God, he knows that what is it called? Exposure is exposure, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
can flip that shit how you want. Like he's definitely good at that shit, 100%.
He's
I don't
definitely good
agree
at
with that, though.
manipulating the internet. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know, cause look, I feel like
I don't think all exposure is good exposure.
Explain.
That's all I'm saying. I think
Well,
exposure is exposure, but
hold on, let me. I bet. Let me rephrase then. I'm gonna say all exposure can lead to some financial gain. I'll say that. Down better.
I don't think that's true either. But
Yeah.
I don't want to
Come
stay
on,
too
bro.
much on it.
Y'all
I
don't give me
kind
nothing
of want
to
to.
talk,
I kind of just want to stay on.
I can have a viral video and then go get interviewed by Vlad TV. Talk about that host. Come on now.
Well, wait. I'll say this.
I don't
Damian
think
kind
those
of right.
two-
No, I'll say he's
Come
right
on now.
because
I
look at
feel
the
like-
dude. Remember, I forgot
What
the
if
dude
you
name.
exposed in the park though?
That's
still exposed. I can still say like, why were you doing that
You
in
can
the
make-
park? Well,
I
and
gotta
then,
get
you know
it-
what I'm saying? Like somebody will get intrigued by that. I swear to God, they will.
But
He
okay,
got
why
us
would
some
you-
money.
why
Hey,
were
bro,
you
come,
there?
come tell us your tell all.
Hold on.
About why you exposed
somebody
in
will
the
pay
park.
for that. I
man.
swear to God, somebody will pay for that. I swear to God.
We a sick world we live
Hey,
in.
I got an example.
is.
What
It
about
is, for
homeboy that got arrested and they showed his mugshot and now he's like a model for Fashion Nova and all that shit. Y'all remember him
But-
with his face
Talking about
tags?
the dude that jumped the judge?
no, not him. He's talking about this is
No,
light skinned
years
dude.
ago.
This is light skinned dude who he has
Oh,
like
I know
blue
what you're talking
eyes.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
chisel
yeah,
face.
yeah, I
he
remember.
got like a modeling
Yeah,
deal
yeah, yeah.
after
That
but-
was bad exposure turned good.
But-
you know what I'm saying?
But that's a little different though. I don't necessarily. I wouldn't even call that bad
Oh, you
exposure.
can't say that.
They just found his mugshot
It's his mugshot.
and reposted it in it. But there's plenty of mugshots that haven't been the
You
same.
can't say a mugshot isn't bad exposure.
I mean, your mugshot
Come
is
on now.
public.
You've been arrested.
No, I'm saying, but
look,
it's exposure. It's,
But
and
who's
it's
looking
bad.
for your shit?
Bad
though?
to have a mugshot is bad though.
That is true.
I mean, true.
I mean,
but also,
Not
look
really.
at okay. What's another example? Welvin the Great. What about all the niggas that we used to clown and that used to be like everybody literally just laughs at these niggas, right?
Yeah.
Where's Welvin the Great
But
right
he
now?
get money off of
Is
it?
Welvin the
He get
Great?
money off of it?
Bruh,
You're
the last
right.
time I saw an
He
update
get
on
money-
Welvin
he
the
got
Great,
money off of it, right?
He's
But
he's
his
broke as
financial
fuck.
is trash. Like he's bad at like handling that shit, but he was getting money. Come on now.
I heard he wasn't.
He was getting money.
Somebody was
Depending
taking
on
it
what
from
you
him.
think is getting
Yeah,
money.
what
I don't know.
if you get paid what like two? How much do you think that Vlad is actually paying people to come interview him?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't think it's like he's throwing out here's 10 grand, here's 20 grand, maybe
I have no
maybe
idea.
2K.
It's not 10, 20. It's not. Yeah.
That's like
yeah.
one paycheck.
Hey, bro.
That's
bro.
not life-changing money.
A paycheck. It's not, but a paycheck for sitting down and talking is something. That's all I'm saying. It's exposure.
And
It's something.
and my thing,
It's somewhere.
my argument
It's going
is
somewhere.
my argument is even if you go viral for doing something dumb or bad, right? Like the internet, this is the cycle. You go viral, people talk about you for a week, and then you move on. So you got to continue to do.
Most people.
You got to continue to do bad shit. Like, okay, think about it.
people.
Okay, let's look at Blueface for example. Why is Blueface in the headline every week on some shit? He has to. If Blueface didn't, he would fade off into irrelevancy.
Irrelevant. Yeah.
So in order to keep getting paid, you had to keep on progressively doing more bad shit. And
not necessarily bad. You could switch up on it, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that all bad exposure is. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I say exposure is exposure, and that's opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
It might bring
opportunity to do something.
It might bring opportunity, but it also might. Look, my thing is also what is it?
Depending on how you handle the exposure.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And we might be rambling on this a bit much, but I agree. In the 48 Laws of Power, you get one reputation. Once your shit is tarnished, and once it's known for whatever it is, you don't get another chance to rewrite people's opinions and what they think about you. If you're Welvin the Great, when I see Welvin the Great, it's like, oh, you a cool dope. It's like, oh, you a goofy ass. Like, people just gonna clown on you, and that happens. Yeah. That happens with childhood actors too. When you get developed as the role, and you the.
I don't think you goofy, Welvin.
Hey, look at Shiggy.
You funny as hell.
Yeah, look at Shiggy.
I remember Shiggy.
Shiggy's a good example too.
He popped off with that dance and shit, and that's all they know him for. The jester.
He is the jester. Everybody's going to treat you like a jester now.
Remember when Drake released that song, that Kiki, if you love me, that shit. He was in the video dancing.
That was a chick song. I never watched.
He was on Instagram dancing all the time.
I'm a Drake fan, and I never watched that. I'm so sorry, bro.
But anyway, he was on that shit every time. They just clowned him, and that's what he's known for. He fell off too.
But I kind of wanted to. We kind of.
I say it just if you put it in the right person's hands, there could be some good from it. That's all I'm saying.
I felt that.
But even
we kind of
jumped off the topic. But I wanted to give my opinion on the 21
say a white person.
No, not. I said the right person, not a white person. I said the right. Get out of here, bro. No, I love white people. Funny. But I did not say white person. I said right person.
Go ahead, Malachi.
I was just gonna say I enjoyed the 21 album. I still need to give it some time to listen.
We was talking about 21.
Yeah, we jumped all the way from 20. Yeah. We segued into Drake and then Exposure, then all that shit. But the 21 album was great. I am still like cooking on it. There's a lot of songs I do like, but I'm also thinking like, do I just like the beats? Or is this actual? Because look, when he dropped the song, it's called American Dream, right? I'm thinking like, okay, we about to get some kind of deep intellectual, like he gonna go into like this idea of the American dream coming from the UK, right? Because I know a lot of people who aren't from the US, who aren't US citizens, and the American dream, this whole thing is a very deep. There's a lot of levels to it. But I feel like personally, he kind of touched on it a little bit, but not enough for it to be like the theme of a whole album called. Because at the end of the day, it was still like 21 Savage. You fuck around with Savage, you're gonna get shot. It's
same bars,
same shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what?
Yeah. I kind of have to disagree with you right there, right?
Okay.
On the first point of the American Dream part, right? It's like, well, for me personally, there's no right or wrong in this. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but he is the living dream. Like, I don't really need to see it or hear it in the music to get it, because he literally is the walking American dream. Like, that's kind of what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, him, like, specifically, like, you know what I mean? So even though I would have liked to hear more of like, damn, like, how was it like when you first came over here and you like, it was really how you get into like the hood shit, activity shit, like how you like, blend into this Atlanta hood and you adopt, you know what I'm saying? Like, this interesting shit, but like, I don't know if I necessarily need to hear that to get the concept, but, and also about the beats, and this is 21. I respect his artistry so much because, one, he's self-aware and he has great taste. You know what I'm saying? he knows he's not the rapper that's gonna bar you up, give you crazy punchlines, and give you whatever.
Right.
But he knows like what his tone and what his subject matter would sound good. He knows how to like build like a nice soundscape for himself type shit.
Right.
Obviously he isn't making the beats, but he's the person that's getting these beats and then bringing it into his world and doing what he do with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like he knows like he knows he's almost a character. You know what I'm saying? It's like I kind of think of 21 Savage like a good Scream movie or a good Saw movie. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna win no awards for like how beautiful the cinema is, or no Oscars, no Golden Globes for how great the whatever is, the cinema shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good time, you know what I'm saying? What it does well, it does really fucking well. You're gonna get what you came for with a 21 album, just like you're gonna get what you came for with like a good Saw or like a, whatever movie. And you're gonna leave, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he knows what he sounds good over, and like soul trap beats. Like, I'm glad he went that route because he went there with a lot on his last album. And I was like, wow, this is a really dope sound for him to like kind of take. And then he took that and he did it on like half the songs on these shit. So
so like, I don't know. I kind of agree with what both of y'all were saying. Like, Malachi's take on it, because I would like to see 21 Savage evolve. You know what I'm saying? Because like he kind of has stayed in that same lane, and he's good at what he does for a while now. You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't really fallen off. You know what I'm saying? He puts out good music.
I know.
So
I'd say he's probably bigger than he's ever been.
I think he's evolved too.
Yeah, and so would y'all say? I mean, it's not like I can see him getting better, and like I can see the progression of his rap career, but I just feel like how long is it gonna be before he starts doing something like really different? You know what I'm saying? Something that's like, because he's always stayed in the same.
But can I ask you this though?
Do
you need that from 21 Savage though?
Not
Do you need
That is the
21
point.
Savage to put
That
out
is the
some
point, 'cause
experimental like album where he's
he
like
always, every time he puts out a project, he always does well, and he does what he does well. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just let me ask you guys something. Is that can that become stagnant? If you always do the same thing well every time, would that become stagnant for y'all or what?
You've mastered your craft. I mean, there's people like that in the music industry that still do that to this day. I mean,
I was about to say, like, he's not the only one. Like, you could say the same about Drake. Like, people say Drake's releases are really
Drake has evolved.
formulaic. You know what I'm saying?
Drake has done like he's been in different lanes though.
I would say Savage has evolved too.
I would say
from like
from
has he stayed in the same lane or not?
No, he switched it up. I think 21 has switched it up from time. Like, I Am Greater Than What I Was. I feel like that was a more introspective album than this one.
Okay, for sure.
Like,
I can agree.
But I think I was expecting, maybe because of the title, I was expecting more of that in this album than, And then also I would say he evolved because this album has a lot less Metro Boomin. Like, Metro Boomin's still on here, but there's Honorable C Note, there's a few other producers. London on the track. Like,
London.
And I like hearing 21 over, like, obviously he goes great with Metro. That's always going to be, it's like a PB&J. But I like hearing him over different types of shit too.
And speaking of evolving too, right? Like on this album, which I really respect too from him, it's like, I know who I am. I know what I talk about. Like, this is still murder music. I know they using lyrics in court, but I'm still talking my shit. But I'm gonna also tell y'all, you don't want to do this.
Right.
Like, he said on a couple songs, like, hey, bro, I went down the route I did. This isn't what you want. Like, it's nothing but dead friends, jail. He talked about suicidal thoughts. He talked about like depression. You know what I'm saying? He talked about like a lot of the shit that come with it that isn't glorified in the music, in some of these songs. So like he give you the other side.
I know y'all heard that Travis Scott feature.
Oh yeah, Travis went dumb.
Bruh, is he the new Kanye now?
Nah.
Like,
he definitely is. Like, I was, know what's funny? I was listening to that song. I didn't even know he was on the song. I was doing some other shit. And I was like, it's a lot like Kanye, food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like Kanye, real deal protege, bro. Like, he really Kanye protege. Like, he legit sound like Kanye on that joint. That's crazy. That's nuts. Shout out Kanye.
Yeah,
Man.
my
Yeah,
favorite
shout out
John there is
Kanye,
still
man.
that Doja Cat John. I don't know why that John been on repeat for
Bruh,
me.
Doja went.
Yeah, that
nuts.
Doja Cat John's
I
crazy.
listen to that hoe.
I think Nigel, and y'all know Nigel.
Yeah,
Maybe some of y'all do know Nigel. Shout out
shout out
Nigel.
Naughty, shout out Almighty,
Homie,
friend of the show.
Almighty, man.
But he said
You
he
know,
ain't like
man.
this.
Yeah,
joint,
no,
man.
that's
I
the
was
funny
like,
thing about it.
what?
He's like, the only John I skipped on there was the Doja Cat John. That John came on, I'm like, nigga, this hoe on
That
repeat. Like, this hoe on
Bruh,
repeat,
this joint is
nigga.
fire.
What you talking about? But
This joint is
yeah,
fire.
that's just fire. But still, there's a few other Johns. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of the maybe it's just because I'm not a huge Brent Faiyaz fan. I wasn't a
Fuck with Brent.
I wasn't a
I fuck with Brent.
I wasn't a big fan of the song, to be honest. But the bonnet song, what's it called? What's it called? Look it up. Shoulda wore a bonnet. And look, I always wear. Look, I'm a huge fan of proponent of wearing bonnets, nigga. But like, I don't know. Maybe I just need to give it more listens. But